Hello Pisces, and welcome to your September 2016 reading. Great to see everybody again. So let's see what's coming through for you. Before I get started though, I want to remind you that you can use this for your sun sign, for your rising, and for your moon. So the way I normally begin each reading, I'll split it into three parts. The first part is to look at channeled information. So I meditate before I do your reading, and for you, it was actually a phrase that came through, which was, you're an instrument. And you're thinking, no, I'm actually a human being. But what this means is you're capable of much more than you think you are if you let go a little bit and connect with your higher self, with God, with the universe, and allow yourself to channel and basically allow things to flow through you. So the same way how do you learn to play an instrument? You practice, you trust your skill, and eventually you sort of let go and the music comes. The same thing will happen with you in your life. We go to school, we learn from our parents, we learn from our mistakes and from our heartache, and eventually we become these beautiful instruments that either play songs of happiness or sorrow or love or hate or whatever. It's all beautiful, it's all part of the symphony. But this month I want to remind you that you are the one that is sort of creating your own music, your own, either your tragedy, comedy, drama. So I want you to take more of an active role. And for those of you that want to engage in metaphysics, healing arts, practical or spiritual healing, this is saying that the more you trust yourself and allow your knowledge to come through you or your intuition to come through you, the more effective you can become. Okay? It's a beautiful message for Pisces. Now let's take a look at the cards this month for you. While I'm shuffling, I've set an intention for the Catalyst card, which is the sort of bonus card that I pull at the beginning, which shows what the opportunity is for you. This month, I want to focus on what your learning opportunity is. So we'll pull all of the cards, I'll get the Catalyst, and then we'll make sense of September for you. So far, a lot of beautiful Cups energy coming through, a lot of heart energy. So let's see what this is all going to mean for you. Okay. And as promised, we're going to look at your learning opportunity for this month. And we have the Warrior, which is great, showing strength, showing opportunity, showing resilience, and the ability to defend whatever it is that you want to do, your purpose, your hopes, and your dreams. And you notice that for you, it looks like around the 28th of the month, this could be a very good time where you may have a challenge that is presented to you. Maybe someone is calling your authority into question, or you're going to be having a chance to sort of share something with the world, but you have to fight for it. Not everything is given to you or handed over on a plate. So this says, go for it, it's worth it. All right, so now let's look at each card in the spread. I'll pull the camera down so you can see what we're looking at. The first one is the equivalent of the Fool card, the Wanderer. But what I like about this one is it's sort of showing you that there is something exciting and exhilarating about going into the unknown. So this is saying this month, it's a really good time for you to let go of whatever shackles, whatever fears, whatever has been sort of holding you back from chasing a dream. This is showing that it is within reach. That the first step is the most important one and everything else can kind of follow afterwards, and you'll kind of make it up as you go along, but try not to overthink it. I love the Fool because there is a carefree nature to it. What we see here with the Woodward on top of this is it's really telling you that just like the Warrior here, this is like a masculine equivalent to the Strength card. I think it's one of the few decks where we see a man instead of a woman. Because of that, it's saying this is a month to take action. So if we had the traditional Strength card, which is a woman with a lion, a tiger, or some sort of a beast, I would say it's a good time to own your own strength. Things may come to you. This month, it's about going and chasing them. It's being a little bit more active. It's about sharing things. Masculine just meaning taking action. That's all that, if I'm reading energy, that I'm getting from this. The other thing that for some of you, though, is that there could be a very strong figure in your life that could play the role of the Woodward here, which is someone who is, you don't want them to dominate you. And I think that's why the Warrior came through. You are just as strong, male or female, as this character is. And in fact, the warrior is probably a little bit more together than this one, ready for battle, ready to go after what they want. This person could be a little bit cocky. So what you want to avoid this month is don't let your ego get in the way, and don't let others' egos push you back from going after your dream, because the truth of the matter is opportunity, freedom, love, joy. Let's look at the other cards. In your deep past, we have the Archer. It's the Archer, sorry. This deck is slightly unusual. This is the Chariot. It's a much different interpretation. But again, we have active energy. And so it's really closely tied to fire, because in this deck, fire is part of the, I think we have bows here for fire. So for this one, and swords here. So what I really see you needing to do is to take the first move. Try not to let someone else steal your thunder, is really what this is saying. And make sure that you're not letting go of any details in your life as well. In the recent past, maybe last month leading into this week, the first week of September, we have the Three of Cups, three of vessels in this deck. And one thing that I'm seeing here is watch how you interact with other people. This one, there's some competition between what's being said here, and some people may be taking the way you speak, or you might likewise interpret speech from others to be competitive, or somehow, putting you down, or calling into question who you are. Try to avoid that, because the positive aspect of the Three of Cups is that you should just have fun, relax, enjoy, and try not to get your feathers rustled, so to speak. So I think that's the challenge for you. But there's going to be a lot of social activities this month where you want to just try to have fun, blend in, and be on your best behavior if possible. The Ten of Cups reversed at the top is showing that when it comes to creativity, there could be a block for some of you, but it's not one that is going to be long-lasting. The overall momentum of this card is that of creation, of moving through, of breaking boundaries. So allow yourself to experience that breakthrough, remembering what I said at the beginning with the channeled information, that you are an instrument of your success, your failure, your luck. It's all within your control. And love this illustration of the star. It was reversed, but it's called the pole star. And what I actually see with this is you getting a lot closer to whatever your goal is. This is the Fool setting out on the journey. This is the Fool getting closer to her or his true sort of inspiration in life. And the Star card is that of absolute creativity. It can also indicate for some of you, if you've been single for a long time, this can mean, you know what? I really want to put energy into dating, into finding my soulmate, into finding a soul partner, whatever it is you're looking for. And this one is showing that you're going out on that journey. You could be on a journey of self-discovery, finding a job that you like, starting a new course of education, because that is sort of the theme of this month. It's a beautiful journey should you choose to make it. So whatever you find lacking in your life, take ownership of it, be that instrument of change, of catalyst, and it's going to be worth the journey, okay? When we're looking now at your ego and where you're at, communication's a little bit difficult this month, because we have this beautiful, a King of Arrows, and arrows in this deck are swords. Swords are about communication. It could be difficult to get a few things literally like off and going this month, so travel plans could be tricky. Contracts could be difficult to negotiate, and I think we're nearing a retrograde. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but if indeed that's the case, and I'll look at it and I may do a separate video, time permitting, you just want to be mindful of that. It doesn't mean you can't do what you want to do. It means that I see that you're going to have to push. There's going to be a few setbacks or perceived setbacks, and it's really your reaction to that that's going to be pivotal. When we look here at the environment around you, we have the Eight of Arrows, and I rarely look at the helper words on these decks, but I do like the word struggle here, and this is a nicer Eight of Swords than what you would normally see. And what it's saying is try not to get wary. There may be some people that attack you or put you on the spot this month, whether it's at home and they're telling you can do more, or it's at work and they're asking why you made this decision. The best thing you can do is to take a deep breath, whatever sort of the assault is on you, and say, well, you know what? I used the best information I had at the time. I'm open to your feedback, but I'm going to stand by my decision that I made, and I'd be happy to walk you through the sort of decision-making process. None of us are perfect, but I feel like I can learn from this, and you can also try to understand why I made this decision. So that's a little bit of a tool if you're feeling attacked, just to acknowledge and then put it back into a positive package if it's possible. Sometimes it means just receive and move on, particularly if it's an authority figure like a parent or a boss or a guardian. You can just say, okay, I hear you. And you don't have to defend yourself, and you don't have to say you're right. Simply acknowledging receipt of message is sometimes all people need. So I understand, I heard exactly what you said. Thank you. People don't know what to do sometimes when you say that, because they're wanting you to sometimes engage in an argument, or sometimes, friction or whatever. And by just saying your communication was effective, it throws people off guard. So there's a little tip in case you need it. Since that says struggle, I want you not to struggle. When we're looking at your hopes and fears this month, we have the King of Bows, and bows in this deck are wands. Wands are dealing with your mental capacity, particularly when it comes to formulating ideas and accepting ideas. So not allowing, you don't really want to be like this snake here, which is sort of in a defensive mode. You want to be more approachable if possible, and just know that you have the power that is intrinsic to wands. You don't always have to push it out there. And it is not a sign of weakness to listen or to sometimes submit to other people's suggestions. It's just, that's how you work, cooperate. Sometimes you just allow someone else to have their way, and then in the future you can remind them and say, I supported you on this. I would really appreciate a vote of confidence as I go forward with this. It's give and it's take, it's yin and it's yang. And so this month your challenge will be knowing when it's worth fighting and when it's not. And if we look at this from a time perspective, I see the beginning of the month being sort of exhilarating and freeing. Around the second to third week of the month, that's when, particularly into the fourth week, this is where you're going to start to face some challenges. The fourth week, I have the Four of Arrows reversed, which normally upright it means rest. You're going to be very busy at the end of the month, and I think this is when the defensive stuff could kick in, or when someone could come after you, and you just don't want to be tired and a little bit annoyed, because then it can get you not at your best, and I want you always to be at your best if possible. So knowing that these potential triggers exist, you'll be able to better prepare yourself. But what the positive of this month is you have a lot of strength. This is a great chance to start something new and take a chance and kind of go out and try something that you've always been dreaming about trying, and that your overall creative energy is pretty high. And I also see the potential to connect with a very strong soulmate, either a best friend, a new potential partner in your life, or even connecting with your higher self. Some of us, our twin flame is not incarnate, they're not on this planet, but obviously our guides are not. So we can connect with higher spirits and get better and closer to what it is that we're supposed to be doing. So I see that spiritual growth and connection this month. It just depends on what you want to do with it. Let's expand your forecast and take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. For your health this month, it's a great time to either continue to become stronger, if you've been working on a strength building routine, or just started some sort of cardiovascular routine, keep up with it. If you've been recovering from an injury, I see some marked improvement coming this month. It's a great time to seek help if you're ready to recover from any sort of substance abuse or any other abuse that you've been experiencing. Ask for help. You absolutely have the ability and the opportunity to recover this month. As we look at your wealth, which includes career, money, opportunity with growth. What we're seeing this month is really understanding that this is a fire card. Pele is a goddess of fire, but it's about aligning to your purpose. And if at work you're feeling that you don't have it, making sure that if you have quarterly reviews, you have a conversation with your boss so that you can understand what it is you should be focusing on. You could say, help me understand my priorities, or this is what I'd like to be doing. How can we make it happen? But the other thing is, if this has nothing to do with work and it has more to do with life purpose, this attaches to the pole star card here, which is saying you really need to think about what is the so what? Why are you on this planet? What is it that you dream of doing, that your heart aspires to do? If you're doing it, keep at it, because I see fantastic growth. If you're not, ask yourself how long you're willing to wait, why you've been pulled back. Has it been because people have told you couldn't do it, or do you feel guilty because you think you have to just work and this is fun? I want you to try to see if you can combine like having fun and making money, because if you do that, you're in a great place. So try to get a little closer to that if you can. Really focus on having a purpose. If you're retired, what this is saying, and I don't often talk to those of you that are retired, and I should, this is saying it's really important for you to find new things that keep you active. So maybe your new purpose can be, decorating the house, or learning a new craft, or joining some sort of a social group. It's really good to have purpose and routine in your life, so create that. And lo and behold, the twin flame came up. I talked about it earlier, and this is in health, wealth, this is in love. So these are really strong indicators to me that it could come through for many of you if you decide to try to connect. And only you can really decide if your twin flame is incarnate or not, but I would start with trying to connect on a soul level, on a spiritual level, through meditation. And the way you'd be able to sort of know, are they here or are they there, is you might start to get guidance from afar if they're ascended and they're not incarnate. But if they're actually on the planet, you might start to get visions of where they are. You might hear a language that you don't know. You might see things that come to you in bits and pieces, and then you think, well, I have an opportunity to meet with that person. So even if you haven't met your twin flame yet, this card shows that you can connect with them either in spirit or to get some information, or possibly, if you're very lucky, run into them. But work on your twin flame development this month is what I would say. Finally, let's take a look at your destiny, which is your trajectory, your direction that you're headed in. And this is one of my favorite cards because you have absolute control, I believe anyway, over the steering of your destiny. Some things in your past you couldn't control, some of your environmental things, but how you react to it and what you decide to do with your future, that is up to you. It says, and it's reversed, and I like this card reversed. It says, release the dark wound, let love live. And that's a lot of L's there, but basically if there's any sadness in your past, release it, let it be free, and really welcome in new love, higher love, better opportunities, and even joy into your life. It's your turn to be happy, and this is also you. This is symbolic of you. Be free, and just like that fish, you need to be able to swim, have a purpose, know where you're going. Most fish like having like a pack around them, a school of fish. So find your school, whatever that is, and find your purpose, align to it, and just go for it. That's your message this month. Let's look at everything really quick in review. Your channeled information is that you are your own instrument of success, of luck, of love, of happiness. Own it and do what you want, but don't let anybody disenfranchise or take away your power. You have it. Defend what you love and what you want to do. You may be challenged towards the very end of the month. If that challenge occurs, try not to lash out. Try to stick to active listening, facts, and then if necessary to be firm, but not to lash out again. You have a lot of great ideas. Don't let anyone tell you the opposite of that. And if you need to let go of a situation where people are blocking your ideas or your creative flow, it's a great month to go out and find either a better job, a better partner, or connect to what you truly love and feel like you should be doing. Again, I love that we have the Wanderer and the Pole Star here. And they're sort of contrary to the Three of Cups. People may disapprove of what you want to do it anyway, is what I say. Finally, with health, wealth, love, and destiny, we have recovery and improvement being the theme of your health. So if you are already on that path, congratulations. If you're not, seek some help. It's a great time to start. For your wealth, the closer you are to understanding your own self-worth and your purpose, the more successful you'll be. Aligning to your soul's purpose, even if that means risk-taking, could be advantageous. If you're retired, you still need a purpose so that you feel worth in yourself. So that's the same as getting paid. You have to feel like you're worth something. We talked about twin flame development being very beneficial this month. And finally, if you want to get closer to your twin flame, you have to get closer to your purpose, and that includes letting go of pain and just moving forward and letting go of everything. It's freedom. Freedom, and people ask me, well, I'll leave you with this, like, how can I find the love of my life? How can I find my twin flame? How can I find my soulmate? My answer would be by not needing them and by not focusing so much on needing to find that person. So this is saying, release even the thought that I have to meet someone in 5 years' time. I need to, have a baby in 2 years. I want to get married. And all you're doing is creating all of this tension and potential for disappointment instead of thinking, what can I do to really be the best me? What can I do to improve this in my life? And instead of putting up these deadlines, which are arbitrary, you can start to focus on things that are really going to bring you closer to being the best person you can, which will ultimately attract higher vibrational people and will bring you closer and faster to being where you want to be in relationships. So there you go. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. And if you ever want more of a one-on-one forecast, I offer those, and I'll put a link in the corner. It's usually about a month wait to book that. Otherwise, if you would like to just stay in touch, the easiest way is to click subscribe. But I have a newsletter. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So choose whatever social network fits you, and I would love to have you join me. Finally, and most importantly, just thank you so much for allowing me to read for you this month. You have lots and lots of choices out there, but the fact that you decided to kind of come here and share some time with me and allow me to interpret for you means a lot. And if this was really helpful to you, I'll also put a link at the end where you can optionally donate, but that's, again, completely voluntary. With all that being said, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in 1 month's time. Sat Nam, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.